What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, in the last episode, I gave you guys an introduction of the aftermarket steering wheel we'll be using on Project CB9. This is the Nardi 350mm deep corn in wood grain. And in this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to measure for an aftermarket steering wheel for your car. It doesn't have to be a CB7, CB9. This applies to all cars. And all you'll need is a measuring tape and a straight edge. So let's go ahead, start pulling some measurements. Okay, now the first step in measuring for a custom steering wheel is you want to be in a comfortable sitting position, and then you want to put your hands on the steering wheel. And then you want to think to yourself, is this a comfortable driving position, or can I go a little bit closer, or can I go a little bit further away? Now, most of the measurements, you might be off by an inch closer or an inch away from you. So it depends on the steering wheel and the configuration. So just keep that in mind. Now, in my example, I've got the seat in my ideal driving position. It's all the way back. The seats recline just a little bit. And then when I grab the steering wheel, my arms are straight across. So in my mind, I know that I can go a little bit closer to my body. That way I'll have a little bit of elbow flex right here. So going further away, that's not gonna really work for my position. So I wanna stay either where the stock position's at or a little bit closer to my body. So just keep that in mind when you're measuring for a steering wheel. And let's go on to the next step here. Now, in the next step, we're going to take a baseline measurement of our OEM steering wheel and how it compares to our steering column. So I need to get full access to this plastic steering column cover right here. So once you got your steering wheel in a straight position and you have full access to this plastic steering column cover, we can go ahead and take a measurement. Now you can take a straight edge or a level, and we're going to brace it across the steering wheel. Now notice when I put it from top to bottom, I have a little bit of rocking right there. And you don't want that because you got the airbag that's protruding out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this level, we're gonna go straight across this way. So you got a position on the right-hand side and a position on the left-hand side. So we're straight across the steering wheel. And then you're gonna take your measuring tape while you're holding the level or your straight edge across. So what you wanna do is you wanna take the tape measure and put the end of it right here on the plastic steering column cover. And then we're gonna measure to where this edge is at right here for the level or your straight edge. I'm gonna do this the best I can using two hands. Okay, it's gonna be hard for you guys to see from your angle right now, but I'm measuring 4 7/8. And that's from the plastic base of the steering column cover to this edge of my level right here. So I've got 4 7/8. So I need to remember that measurement, or we're gonna go inside and write that thing down. That's our baseline measurement for the OEM steering wheel right here. Now, before you can go ahead and install the aftermarket steering wheel into your car, you're definitely gonna need a hub adapter. And the type of hub adapter that you get depends on the make of the steering wheel, whether it's an NRG, Momo, Nardi, or grip oil, etc. So this is basically what it looks like. And here's the underside. As you can see, it's already pre-greased. So this side basically faces the steering column just like so. And this is basically the horn connectors right there. Now taking a look at the side profile here, I don't think that this part or this plastic piece is going to be visible. I think this sits inside the plastic cover of the steering column. So in order to take measurements on this, I'm going to take this edge right here and measure to this edge right here, which is where the base of the steering wheel is going to mount to. So I've got the hub adapter face down, and I'll measure from the ground up to this edge right here, and that'll give me a measurement of what the hub adapter thickness is going to be. Now, according to this measurement, I have 1 inch thickness right there. So I'm gonna write this down. Okay, now this component right here is entirely optional. This is a quick release system. And basically you just pull this collar upwards like so, and it will separate from the base just like that. This base stays into the car, and this will stay attached to your steering wheel. So you can take the steering wheel with you for security purposes, or if you just wanna have a cool factor. So this base of the quick release will always stay attached to the hub adapter right there, and that stays in the car 24/7. And this is the piece that mounts to the backside of the steering wheel, and this will come off with your steering wheel. So as I said before, it's got a collar that goes back and forth to lock it in place. And this right here is the main component of the quick release. You'll take the steering wheel just sets into place and bolts it in position. And this will come off with the steering wheel. And as I mentioned before, this is the collar that goes back and forth to lock it and release it. So let's go ahead and reassemble this and we'll get a measurement. So taking your straight edge, put your straight edge right across here. Straight edge right across the quick release. And this quick release adds 2.5 inches. Let's go ahead and write that measurement down. And now the most important measurement on your parts list is going to be the actual steering wheel you plan to use. So you're going to take your level or your straight edge, go straight across the base. I've got the steering wheel flipped upside down, got on a protective towel just to prevent any scratches. Then we'll go ahead and take your measuring tape. Just pull a measurement right here. And this Nardi 350mm deep corn steering wheel is measuring at 3 inches deep. So we'll go ahead and take that measurement and we'll go ahead and write that down and we'll do a full analysis on the breakdown here. And here's our analysis with all the measurements we've been taking. So the OEM CB7, CB9 steering wheel has a 4 7/8 depth. Now the custom steering wheel with the regular quick release, the hub is 1 inch, the quick release is 2.5 inches, and the Nardi steering wheel is 3 inches, gives us a total of 6.5 inches. So that's gonna push the steering wheel approximately 1.5 inches closer to you. Now there is another option if you think that regular quick release is too thick. So we've got the hub at 1 inch, a thin quick release at 1 inch, the Nardi wheel at 3 inches, which gives us a total of 5 inches. That's a lot closer. 4 7/8, our stock dimension right there. Now if we decide not to use a regular or a thin quick release on this setup, you got the hub at 1 inch, the Nardi wheel at 3 inches, which gives us a total of 4 inches. Comparing that to the OEM steering wheel, that's 4 7/8. So it's basically gonna push the steering wheel a little bit closer to the dashboard. Now taking all these dimensions into consideration, I'm contemplating on not using the regular quick release at 2.5 inches. I'm thinking about going with a thin quick release, which will knock off 1.5 inches. That's basically a significant difference, 6.5 inches from 5 inches. So I might go ahead and order that thin quick release and sell off this regular quick release at 2.5 inches. And this right here is our full analysis with all our measurements as it compares to the stock CB7, CB9. So you will have different dimensions based on what steering wheel you go with, and obviously each car is going to have different stock dimensions. All right guys, hope this gives you some information on how to plan for an aftermarket steering wheel upgrade for your very own car. Keep in mind, each car will be different along with the aftermarket steering wheel you have in mind. So it's pretty important to have those dimensions before placing your orders. If you guys have any questions, please comment below and I'll do my best to answer. Now, if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. For channel updates, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.